Don't fly United Airlines business class. Yes, that's a strong statement, but let me explain myself. Over the last few weeks, I've flown on board all of the full-service US carriers in their business class: American Airlines, Alaska, JetBlue, Hawaiian, and, well, Delta, and we know how that went. Unfortunately, United have stood out as the worst amongst this, so what exactly makes them so bad? To find out, I'm starting my journey in one of United's hubs. San Francisco, I've been there before. Good morning guys, what is up and welcome back to the channel. I've just gone and dropped my bags off here. They've got a dedicated Polaris all first check-in just here. I'm flying what they market as first class today. It's business class, but well, let them have their moment. On select services they also refer to this as Polaris, but what exactly is Polaris? Essentially, it's elevated service for their international and transcon premium flights. It features their newest 1-2-1 seating with plush bedding and Polaris lounge access. Unfortunately, due to their diverse offering of products, you'll often find these are switched out last minute, leaving you with their old product, which features on the majority of their fleet. Anyway, with that said, let's go straight through TSA and I'll catch up with you guys over the other side and work out what we're going to do about a lounge and a coffee. Today's flight is departing from the international terminal of SFO. It's worth noting that unlike Europe, there is no fast track security for premium cabins. All through the chaotic TSA. And now begins the hunt for a lounge. Guys, we're in luck and we're out of luck. As you can see, apparently it's open in Terminal 3 near F11, which is really useful because we're in Terminal I, the international terminal, so yeah, there isn't an option. What about in non-pandemic times? Even if you're flying in there first, you don't get access, which quite frankly bemuses me, but it's just one of those things unfortunately you have to get used to in the US. This isn't going very well, is it, for first class? Well, I can't say it's been the best start, but this is typical of US aviation. We're gonna get on board. Unfortunately, we're not on the 787 Dreamliner, which is going over to Newark. However, interestingly, it does feature their old business class product. Hang on, so their new aircraft has the outdated product? I'll explain more about this when we get on board. I'm flying today as a non-status holder as a paid first class ticket. The issue is, at the gate there are more people with status and free upgrades than paid in the premium cabin. This, in my opinion, further devalues the first class experience and makes it all feel like one big rat race. Today I'm on board a dinosaur of the United fleet, the 767. The first class layout is an interesting 2-1-2. What do you guys think to the middle seat? I've instead gone for 3A today. I feel that whilst it doesn't have direct aisle access, you can't beat looking out the window on a day flight. Right guys, so welcome on board. It is an aircraft swap. And this is point in case. This plane, like many, changed literally the morning of this flight. Originally was supposed to be on the narrow body 757 and today actually we're on the 767. Now granted, this could be seen as a good change, but this happens often with their new and old Polaris product. For example, their Dreamliner here heading to New York. This is marketed as their flagship Polaris product, but has their old seating and is charged at over $1,600. The flight begins to fill up, and it's not long before my seatmate arrives. As predicted, the entire business class cabin is completely full, but largely of free upgrades. The safety video is run and we begin to push back. Today we're heading for LAX with a flight time of just under 1 hour. Remember, this video is based not only on this flight, but United's overall premium proposition. It's not long before we reach altitude. Almost immediately, the cabin crew start handing out snack bags. Whilst this is not as gourmet as Alaska's offering on a similar length flight, it sure beats what I was offered on AA and Delta. Nothing against Doritos, of course. Unfortunately, the crew were particularly icy and unfriendly on this flight, and as I'm about to find out, it doesn't stop there. Before we crack open the snack bag, let's take a quick look around the seat. Immediately apparent to me is the foot cubby, which incidentally is the most narrow I've come across to date. I'm not exaggerating here, you literally can't fit your feet side by side in it. Imagine having this product on a 10-hour flight. No! God, please, no! Thankfully, there are individual air vents installed, which I love. Just behind your shoulder there's a power port and a reading light. Okay, time for this snack bag. Your tray table folds out of the center console. I note, as with the Delta flight, the tray table is unfortunately really dirty. I find it again strange to see the focus airlines put on the cleanliness for PR, but in reality it's quite the opposite. At this point, I was introduced to perhaps one of the most bizarre mask rules I've come across on any carrier worldwide. I completely understand the importance of wearing your mask correctly, but this is silly. In between your bites, whilst eating a packet of pretzels, you must remask. This is where rules, in my opinion, are just taken a bit too far. Initially, like every other airline in the world, I wasn't aware of this rule. I was threatened immediately, and if I didn't comply, I'd be barred from flying United. For me, there are ways with dealing with situations like this without being so hostile. I'm sure many will take United's side on this, but I honestly had no intention of not complying. More so, I'm shocked by the reaction from the crew of when I wasn't aware of this rule. So seeing as this product is flown on their longest flights, let's try out the bed. It does after all fold fully flat at the push of a button. Considering you're sat directly next to someone, the privacy is actually not that bad, but the underlying issue is the foot cubby. It's in fact so uncomfortable I had to lie in a strange position. It's also worth noting it's impossible to get out of the seat to visit the bathroom when your seatmate is fully reclined. Which reminds me, loo review time. Aside from the overflowing bin, quite wild such a short flight, the bathroom was pretty clean and well stocked with Sunday Riley amenities. After awkwardly getting back into my seat, I think it's time to summarise this experience as we come into LAX. Having compared United's experience to the competition and after listening to a variety of feedback from you guys, I think United still leaves a lot to be desired. Considering the price point on transcon and international routes, I'd be inclined to go with another carrier. Similar to airlines like Emirates, United use what I like to call the halo effect with their marketing. In this example, their Polaris product. It grants the perception where many expect a solo suite experience, when in reality it can be as bad as their 777-242 config, aptly named the business class dorm, or indeed this layout today. I was disappointed to see how the crew were on today's flight. I know there are rules which need to be adhered to, but some patience and politeness doesn't go amiss. On my recent JetBlue and Alaska flights, for example, I found the crew to genuinely enjoy what they do and made me feel very much at home. Do tell me down below more about your experiences of United though, I'd love to hear. I hope I've just experienced United on an off day with regards to their service. As one of my friends Vicarious Voyager puts it, if you have status, United can be a good experience. However, as I found, if you pay for the pleasure of first class, you really get a premium economy product. No lounge access, and little benefits of flying up front. Thanks so much for watching guys, and I'll catch you all again next week.